Hi guys, it's SilverKnightGames here. I hope you're enjoying the playthrough so far. This is part 3. We're in Dunbarrow Cove. Captain Duglas treasure. Oh, lovely. Just went out the wrong way. Lovely. Great way to start. Okay. Oh, and there's Nern route about here. I'll get it after. Ooh. Actually, this cutlass. Make this my active quest. I've just realised I've forgot the mortar and pestle. Doesn't matter, I'll show you where to get it in an alchemy. But it is in the first few caves. Okay. Golf it. Ah. 11 arrows. Right, I know. Ah, wine. My character's gonna be an alcoholic. I never even get a pirate captain hat in this game. I don't think. Nothing down here. I've got a bed. That's good. Gives that free of charge. It's gonna be quite hard earlier on. So I would suggest leading him out and then just sniping him. Oh, and every time you get hit, you're leveling up both your heavy armor and your light armor. This is Captain Duglas treasure. Dugal. Dugal. Come on. Uh-oh. No more arrows. No more arrows. Oh, there's alcohol everywhere. Yes. I'm gonna have to take this person head on. Okay. Run! Run, god damn it! No. Damn, that's first death. First death. Oh. My arrows. I actually thought I'd be fine. I didn't think that drop would kill me. No, no, I'm doing it again. Oh, damn. You know what it is? It's because when on my level 40 character, drop damage barely does anything to me. Like, I used to jump like great distances. I will go on Sir Ryan like one of the days. Like, maybe doing some, like, just fun, kind of, I don't know. If I want to play as God mode, essentially, just to mess about. I'm not sure if you auto-regenerate health. No. Not because he hasn't seen me in a while. Oh, there he is. He's caught up to me. Oh, damn. Ah. Damn. Oh, that isn't right. Amount of arrows. How will I possibly get through this? Okay, I'm gonna save right here just to be safe. And I'm playing at Adept, by the way. Which is like just above normal. Got 3 arrows. Will I be able to do it with 3 arrows? Guy unequips him. It's not looking good. Go away! Okay, health again. And potions. I'm leveling up my blade, that's good. And reason why I've chose dagger and chose agility is because higher agility means more damage for your bows and dagger. And short swords, I think. Whereas strength is long swords, claymores. Okay, I'm just gonna say God, it's so easy to kill when you're like level 40. I think my brain just frozen. No bow and arrows. Lovely. Thanks, game. Uh-oh.
You will die. You will die. You will die.
No. Great. I'm glad I saved. I don't know the death count. I don't have the death count now. I was like, oh, I haven't died yet. Oh, it's my first time dying. God, this guy doesn't give me a break. Uh-oh. Where are my potions? Ale. Apple. Weak potion needed.
You are now dead, Captain Duglas.
Nice. We've done it! We've done it.
Cheese for everyone!
Great fox. Repair hammer. Yes, I'm going to show you how to use this now. Okay, so... Yeah, so for more you use the repair hammer, for more you level up your repair hammer. That's how this game kind of works. Unlike Skyrim, like, you level up your bow by, you know, more arrows you shoot, people you kill with. Ah, the journal. Let's read the journal. Any gold? Bedroll. Nice. Okay. Shall we actually read what's going on in the journal? So, I'm going to read it to you. And this is going to be fun. Let me just have some water. Ugh.
3286. Third era 286. Or thereabouts. I'm finding me unlikely that anyone will be finding this journal. But if they do, know there be written the last words of the great Captain Tornado, Abdul Scourge of the Abacan Sea, Terror of the Gold Coast, Cutthroat of the Hunding Bay, and Lord Captain of Red Sabre, the finest band of buccaneers and pirates to sail Tamriel. I ain't a man with much use for words. I ain't never been no academies, and I ain't never wrote no books. Words ain't never earned me no gold, so they say worthless to me. That's why you have a grandmasters and first mates but I'm gonna be sitting my last thoughts down here on paper. 'Cause I ain't got no much time left here, and it's every old man's right to have his words heard. Now my business is fighting and sailing and looting, but I became a leader of sailing men and most feared in history. So that tells me. Now before you be getting ahead of yourself, let me be warning you that my tale does not end well, as I'm sure you can see from where you found me rotten bones in this God's Coast cavern. I was born in a little town on the northern coast of Skyrim, called Dunbarrow. My mother was a wench, my father was a right bastard. The only thing that either of them ever did for me was doing me a favour of selling me off to a sea captain when I was 9. That captain had taught me nearly everything I'd ever need to know about sailing, and a few things about the rest of us too. You see, he were a smuggler, and he taught me all about smuggling, and avoiding me Imperial Navy, as he run the schooner route from Daggerfall to Vivek. She me caught and hung. He were as close to a daddy as this old pirate ever knew. Closer than that bastard who saw me off where his that's for sure. Okay, so Tamriel is the continent of where this game is set. So all of this is Tamriel. Valewood, elsewhere where the Khajiits come from. Where I come from is Valewood. Hammerfell, Redguards, Skyrim, the Nords, Morrowind, the Dark Elves, Blackmarsh, the Argonians, and just outside round about here is the Somerset Isles. Oh, we missed High Rock. Oh, well, there's High Rock just here next to Hammerfell, where Hammerfell and High Rock is apparently where the next Elder Scrolls 6 game is going to be set. Which, who knows, we may see actual... it be revealed today as it's... or, I don't know, maybe a new trailer might help. Let's see if I'm right about that. Or I'm completely wrong. Yeah, so Somerset Isles is just somewhere down from here. And that's where the High Elves come from. So all of this area is Tamriel. And then off the coast of Tamriel is the islands of Akavir, and that's where the original, well, the events of the blade, well, the blades originated from Akavir. And there will be a quest roundabout up here. It goes through the Akavir invasion. It's a really fun quest that will come in the later parts. Oh, and Skyrim, where Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim is set, and there's the Pale Pass somewhere around here, which Ulfric was caught on the border, and that's where he was caught coming from the Imperial continent of Cyrodiil, which is the capital. Cyrodiil is like the capital continent of Tamriel. So yeah, a little bit of lore for you. Anyway, let's get back to reading The Adventures of Captain Duglas' Journal. More water. Yeah, and here's the Scottish accent for some reason. After Captain Mahung, I got around Hammerfell a lot, filling with a few crews. His airs, and after time I got myself hired as a midshipman on Captain Cowl's rig. Of course, Cowl's a drunken and damn fool, ran his own ship and ground in Anvil 4 we could any pirate reel, pirating done. So embarrassed he were that he drank himself to death in one of his piss old taverns in this flat little seawater town. So there I were, in backwater port, when the war against a usurper broke out. I were a little out on a hire with a rickety tub and a worthless rot of a captain, where the Imperial Navy stole every private ship in the port to go and fight in their war. was coming back to a dock when we heard about it now. Only a fool doesn't bite when he smells blood in the water. That captain of ours was gonna hand his rudder over to our navy. The rest of us will. We didn't so much like that. We cut his throat and tossed his worthless carcass to the depths for Hermaeus Mora to feast on. The rest of us put a key to his mud hole and brought for the nearest cove to lay low for a while. Another thing that I learned about the war is that it's profitable for just about everyone, except for the poor bastards that actually have to go on and fight it. While the Navy were busy putting down a revolution, they were too busy to worry about a bunch of pirates running up and down the Gold Coast. And even better for us, the Navy was heading a stream of supplies up in High Rock to fight, and they have a ships to escort them. In case you didn't know, a cargo vessel without an escort is a pirate's best friend. In just a couple of years, I had every buccaneer from here to Vailwood flying me under our flag. We had dozens of ships and crew, and more men joined on every day. Soldiers and sailors, cast-offs on the war, escaped prisoners. They were the best cutthroats and sons and whores that a pirate captain could ever wish for. It brings me to a tear in my eye to think of them all. But even better than our men were the ships captured by navy cutters, rifted privateers, galleons, and even had a few of them Bosma ships with the funny living sails in my fleet. The finest ship I saved for myself, the Black Flag. You find a rotting hull round here, and she don't like much now, but I can tell you that in her day, that were no vessel she couldn't outrun. All these men and ships we called ourselves a Red Sabre, and the merchant ships called us Death on the Seas. We got to be feared, and that's the most crews just abandoned when they've seen our flag on the horizon. They've no navy to stop us. Captain Tornado Abdugo in the Red Sabre was known all over the east, and I ain't no one to brag, but the Empire had a bounty on me of 40,000 coins. Now that's something to be proud of. Of course, poor bastards could never collect on it, Anvil being a wretched den that it is, and most sailors that worked for me. Anyhow, the Legion couldn't never get on me to give me up. I wish these days could have lasted for it. But you know, now it is me friend. It is friend. Ain't nothing good can ever last. 7 minutes left. Just thinking I went over time then. Okay, part 3. Oh, and Hermaeus Mora is the Daedric Prince of Knowledge and Mystery. He has a gigantic library. That's who Hermaeus Mora is. Part 3. I ain't got much time left. Sure, we had plenty of food down there. It lasted for years. But all this time in the wet and the dark. Oh my god, I've got hiccups. That's going to be annoying. I got something nasty growing in me. What a terrible way to die. Not on the end of the enemy's cutlass, but because of some damn sickness. No seafaring man should die like this. At least I can still hear the water. But I was telling the story of how I got mine, wasn't I? I curse the day that Cameron usurper died at war. Ended causing it was that day that the Commodore Fassel Umbrox turned his attention to a Red Sabre. A couple of months after the war, that fat pompous bastard decided to come down here to Anvil and take up my port in my town, looking to break up the Red Sabre. The Emperor gave him what he asked for, but to the campaign again, us, despite the coffers being empty for the war in High Rock. When Umbrox couldn't get what he needed from the men in Anvil, he set out looking all over the Abacine Sea For the Black Flag. There are hundreds of islands in the Abacan Sea, and he landed a crew on each one. He rooted out me men. When he couldn't find them, he hung those who weren't willing to go peacefully, and jeered those who laid down arms. No matter for many ships and men it cost him, he kept coming with more and more. He couldn't never get ahead of him, and we could never mount a counterattack. It took him 4 years and a hell of a lot of ships, but that sea rat finally tracked me down. It was me own fault anyway. If I never made the mistakes I made, I'd have died before he found me. But a man has to stand up for his mistakes, no matter if it cost him. Besides, I ain't likely be fooling you since you're likely staring at me bones as you're reading this. I am, mate. Umbrox had his main force out of the port following a lead that I'd planted. I set sail back to Anvil hoping to catch him off guard, capture the boats he had left him fighting him with his own ships in the Anvil Bay. Can you imagine the look on that pig's face if it had worked? I thought I'd finally get the horse on to show his face in a proper fight. I should have known, but he had men waiting for me. He fought like hell, but we were trapped in the bay. The Navy men set a town on fire to keep us from fleeing onto land. I'm sure that the fine citizens of Cyrodiil didn't weep for the torching of the town of thieves. The main force of the Imperial dogs held us until Umbrox showed us up in his flagship. Umbrox fought me to the last ship, and in the end of the bay was filled with the sunken and burning boats. If I weren't fighting for my life, I'd probably thought it beautiful. So the Black Flag Umbrox, Rickety Tub, were the only ones that were still floating and fighting when the dawn come. So I did what any pirate with sense would do. I tried to run. Now I understand that I'm a right bastard in my own way. I'm a pirate, a murderer, a thief, and I certainly ain't never been in a fair fight. But there's a line, an unspoken code. But between me sailing men and Umbrox went too far, and he had mages on his ship. Mages ain't never been allowed on me boats. They're all God, bad luck, and I ain't trust them. Turns out I was right. I cut across the south side of the bay, along the huge cliff wall that used to be there, and I hailed some man stay as close as he could to the cursed cliff. I could hear those mages on the deck of Umbrox's ship yelling some nonsense into the wind. A few rocks fell onto my deck, a few more, and then a whole bloody cliff came crashing down on top of me. Now don't you worry, I didn't die just then. Well, you're writing this. The cliff collapsed around the ship, making this damn cavern better. Then it just fell on us. But no, it sailed the Black Flag, her crew, and me under a ton of rocks. We were buggered. Nice. Okay, part 4. Let's read that. I see me own blood and times that I could ever count, but seeing the ragged mess, I'm just gonna, so now the alarm's gonna go off. Pause it. I see me own blood times that I could ever count, but seeing the ragged mess that just come out of my lungs just now is the only time I've ever been afraid of it. I guess I should be getting to the last bit of my story. Yes. Me and the crew were trapped here, never to see the light again, or some rot. We tried digging out when we tried blasting out. We tried calling to the Nines and the Daedric Princes for help. Nothing worked. Some of the men went crazy when figuring out of that. We're no getting out of it, but the most of us just accepted that what fate had dealt us. We'd made the hulk of the Black Flag into the best home that we could, and tried making a life of it down here. We had plenty of stars with us, and since most of the crew were killed in the fight, there was more than enough to go around. I would tell you though, that you ain't no suffering until you ate nothing but hard rations for 20 some years. All the pain I ever caused anyone has been paid back to me tenfold. In having to eat the same filth every day for the whole time I've been down here, the Grim died off. Grim was the first, and one by one the boys had been dropping off. They all got to the same sickness I ended up with. We buried them. We could have threw them out in the water when we didn't have strength to bury them. Finally, we just made them walk to the far side of the cavern a couple of days before the sickness ran its course. I'm the last, and I suppose that makes sense. That great old Captain Duglas defeated by Vassal Umbrax and buried alive forever. I wondered what became of Anvil. Probably it let burn and swept the ashes into the sea. Umbrax probably went back to the Imperial City to pat himself on the back and be rewarded with lands and titles. Like I said, we're back in the beginning. I don't expect nobody to ever read this, but if by chance someone does find my carcass and down here in this pit, do an old seaman a favour. Track down whatever descendants that fat old sack of Umbrax may have, to tell him that Tornado up Dougal says hello. Well, we've definitely brought this story to life, I hope. Thanks guys, this will be the end of part 3, and we're going to track down his descendants in part 2. Part 4. So you guys, if you like it so far, like and subscribe, and tell me what you're enjoying in Oblivion Remastered. That would be pretty fun. See you in part 4, guys.